Well, I'm very happy to finally be here in Indonesia. Thank you for everything because I've kind of been all over. I went to the Philippines, Mexico, Puerto Rico, and now finally I'm here. So I'm going to start off just with a little story about me and my father. When I went to Harvard Medical School, the #1 medical school in the world. But even at Harvard, they did not teach me anything about nutrition and supplements. So when I graduated from medical school and came home to see my father, I go in his room and he's got on the bureau 9 medications and about 20 different, and I said to him, "What are all these supplements? Why are you taking all this?" And my father said, "Well, my friend Mario told me to take that for my joints, and my other friend told me to take this for my heart, and that one for my back, and that one for my legs." And I said to him, "But do you even know what's in these bottles?" He said, "No, I don't know." And then he looked at me and said, "Well, you're the doctor, tell me." And then I realized I am the doctor. I'm supposed to know what's in those bottles to tell my father. And that's when I stopped and I went to learn about supplements and alternative medicine. And then after I learned everything about all the supplements, I came back to my father and I treated him with the right supplements. And you know what happened? His 9 pills that he was taking from doctors, I put them down to 3. And of course, one of the supplements that we used was Laminine. I have been to many countries and seen many things and many testimonials, and Laminine is probably the best supplement in the world, mainly because it's very unique, because only Laminine has the FGF-X factor. Now today I'm going to talk about degenerative diseases, and I'm also going to talk about Laminine, but also introduce to you a product that we have in the US but not yet here. But soon enough you will get it, and soon enough you will see the good effects of Laminine with Laminine Omega Plus. Okay, let's go to the first slide, degenerative systems. The top causes of death in the United States, and probably in many of the Asian countries, are the inflammatory and degenerative diseases. Next. #1 is the heart. In America, most people die of heart disease. #2 is stroke. Stroke in the brain is #2, and #3 is cancer. All of these can be affected by Laminine and Laminine Omega Plus. Next. Okay, when you are a baby, when you look at your little children that you have at home, and you see their vessels are very, very, very clean. This is a vessel in my hand. Very clean, nothing is inside but the blood moving. Now, the free radical damage which occurs with oxidation starts on the sides of the vessel and starts on each wall, making it now a little thicker. The clogging of the arteries is what we call in America atherosclerosis. It is the #1 degenerative disease. Next. Then after you get the oxidation, then you get what's called LDL. LDL is the bad cholesterol that is inside of your arteries. It is bad because it attaches to the wall. Next. Now, along with the LDL, there is something called calcium. Calcium is a mineral. Now, calcium is good for your bones, and it's good for your teeth, but it is not good for the arteries. If it gets in the arteries, it attaches to the wall. And then as you get older, next, blood pressure, high blood pressure sets in. And you can see that now the atherosclerotic plaque is tightening up the vessel so that the blood cannot go through. So you see the blood is trying to get through, but it cannot. Now, when this happens, if it happens in your heart, it's called a heart attack. If it happens in your neck for your brain, it's called a stroke. So, all of us, you, me, her, you, all of us have this. All of us will eventually need what's called a bypass. A bypass is where they do an operation and they move a vein from one side to the other so the blood can keep moving. So we have to do something to prevent this clogging, to prevent this degenerative disease from occurring in your vessels. You have to take products like Laminine, and eventually Laminine Omega Plus as well. Next. So these are some of the ingredients in Laminine Omega Plus, and you see that the last one is the avian egg extract like Laminine. Next. Okay, so now what we want to do, and this is what Laminine does, and Omega will also help you with it, is the unclogging of the arteries. So we want to alleviate the high blood pressure. Next. Then we also want to start eliminating the LDL, the bad cholesterol. Next. And then we want to eliminate the calcium deposits. And now you can see that the blood, it is unclogged and the blood can keep going. Next. Go ahead, next. Okay, so by alleviating everything, we are now going to allow the blood to flow through normally. Next. So, before Laminine and before Omega, the circulation is bad, and there's a buildup of the plaque which hardens the arteries and reduces the blood flow. Next. Then once you take the Laminine and you take the Laminine Omega Plus, there's a breakdown of the plaque, the softening of the arteries, and then increases the blood flow. Now this all happens with Laminine by itself, but when eventually you get Omega, it happens even better. In America, we use the two of them together. Yep. Next. Okay, I'm going to list the good things about Laminine and Omega. Next. First of all, the antioxidant, which breaks down the walls of the vessel. And for B, we have the bad cholesterol, which we want to clean out of the vessel. And for C, we have the circulation, which we want better circulation. And for D, we have decrease in the joint discomfort. Because you have better circulation, your joints don't hurt anymore. For E, you have an enhanced blood pressure. Again, so it relieves the pressure on the vessel. And for F, we have the fats. The fats in your blood are triglycerides. Your doctor will probably tell you your cholesterol is good, but your triglycerides are not good. The reason that fats are not good is because they turn to LDL, bad cholesterol. And G is the good cholesterol, HDL. You want the HDL to go up because that cleans the vessel. And H is your heart. We want to increase the pumping in the heart by giving it better circulation. And I is the increase in calcium. We want the calcium to go to the bones and the teeth, not in the vessels. If it goes in the vessels, it clogs the vessels and you get heart attacks and stroke. Next. So all of these together in the omega help clean the vessels, but that's only after the laminine. Next. So the laminine in the laminine omega is it's a smaller amount. So that's why you take the laminine together with the omega to make sure that we open the vessels and use it for synergy and rejuvenation. Okay, so the avian egg extract that's in laminine is also in the omega, and it helps with the circulation. Next. So all the ingredients work together in a synergistic fashion to make the blood flow normally in your arteries. Next. So that what we want to do is get that vessel back to open like it is in your very young children. Now, when the Vietnam War was over, they did biopsies on all the young Americans that were 21 and 22 that died. The autopsies showed that the vessels already at age 21 were half clogged. This is the degenerative disease that occurs in all of us very young because how we eat and how much stress and how little exercise, we get more clogged. So we must take products like Laminine to stop that degenerative process so that you do not have to have a bypass and you do not get a heart attack or a stroke. And that's why we all must take Laminine. Thank you.